give you all the room that you need. Possum in a tree. Never mind the one-way road. You'll go anywhere you want to go. You'll never see me standing in your way. And if you start walking, I'll make you stay. You look so creepy cool to me. Possum in a tree.
Hey, I want to welcome everybody for Mark Dvorak show this afternoon. Thanks for coming. Hope the stream works out okay. We've been dropping frames a little bit. Please turn your cell phones off if during the show, so doesn't interrupt the stream. Next week, Rick Thumb from St. Louis, Missouri will be here doing our Hammer Dulcimer concert. And the day before, he'll be in Hastings doing an extensive workshop. What's the name of that church?
First Presbyterian Church on M37.
First Presbyterian Church on North M37 out of Hastings. So that's going to be all day next Saturday. Rick Thumb will be here at 3 o'clock. You're going to enjoy him. Like I say, please turn your cell phones off while the show's going on. The cameras don't like it. Also, please, no chit-chat while the show is going on. Appreciate that. Over here on the right is a jar that Lynn and I used for people to help us to keep this thing going for the watchers and the musicians. We're doing this as a free service for the Lakewood community. And we appreciate all you coming. Let's see, bathrooms, restrooms. If you haven't been here before, this might save your life. Or go out that red door you came in, up the green thing that I built, the ramp, and into the 2 doors. That's the key here. Go through one of those red doors. There are 2 red doors. Restroom angled on the right. If that one's full, go down the hall and kind of angle to your left, and there's a restroom off the kitchen. Mark Dvorak will be here until 4 o'clock. Let's give Mark a rousing and warm applause.
I have come here today on this blessed occasion to meet all my friends in a happy reunion. Here I stand on my own as a new morning breaks, and I have walked every step of the way. I have wandered so long in the darkness of my prison. I have fallen and failed beneath my weary burden. I have looked for the light. I stood up just to say I have walked every step of the way. I have walked every step of the way. I have walked every step of the way. Tell the people I've come here to stay. Tell them I walked every step of the way. Every fear like a cloud casts a shadow sure to freeze me. Every devil desire will burn me, then release me. With my heart, with my hand, and with every breath I take, I will walk every step of the way. Tell the one that I love there will never be another. Tell the liars and thieves they didn't need to bother. Tell the ones who I owe my debts will be repaid. I have walked every step of the way. I have walked every step of the way. I have walked every step of the way. Tell the people I've come here to stay. Tell them I walked every step of the way. There is no easy road to the kingdom of salvation. You must carry the load to your final destination. You must never turn back. You must not be ashamed. You must walk every step of the way. I have walked every step of the way. I have walked every step of the way. Tell the people I've come here to stay. Tell them I walked every step of the way. Tell the people I've come here to stay. Tell them I walked every step of the way. E flat. God bless the morning sun and this quiet day just begun. God bless the place I'm going to. This morning you were on my mind, and God bless those happy times. God bless the open road and you. God bless those hills and trees and the rustling of autumn leaves. I remember how it felt when love was new. How the years have passed since those days, since we went our separate ways. God bless the open road and you. God bless the wind that blows and every town far down the road behind me. And God bless your memory. No matter where I go, it seems to find me. Find me. God bless these guitar strings and all the songs I've learned to sing. They've paid my bills since I was 22. And I think of you most every night, up on the stage beneath the lights. God bless the open road and you. God bless the open road and you. Yeah, well done. Thank you. Welcome. It's great to be back at Bob's Barn. Every time I've been here, it rained. And so we're keeping the string alive again this evening. The place looks beautiful. Say howdy to Sid Rogers, please. Yeah, thank you for joining me today. And I wonder how many of you are from Kentucky. Just Ellie, right? Well, then I'm singing this one for you alone, okay? Will you look at me while I sing it to you? I do. Okay. I do. I'll get distracted. This is called The Bluebells in Kentucky. The other night so real, it must be true. I dreamed of summer sunshine, the bluegrass state, and you. We were walking by the river and we heard a cuckoo sing when the bluebells in Kentucky were blooming in the spring. Down to Jaber's, we kicked the mud off of our shoes. I got me a brand new haircut and we caught up on all the news. Oh, I bought a big red soda from the downtown pop machine when the bluebells in Kentucky were blooming in the spring. We strolled alongside Katie's branch to the Coulter old home place, talked about the hard times and the loved ones we embraced. Yeah, we laughed and joked and teased the girls and sat on the front porch swing when the bluebells in Kentucky were blooming in the spring. Wandered off to the shade of the old growth trees, mist coming off the river like a sacred veil it seemed. And you took my hand and your eyes replied to some unspoken thing when the bluebells in Kentucky were blooming in the spring. Oh, I had a dream the other night so real it must be true. I dreamed of southern sunshine, the bluegrass state, and you. We were walking by the river and we heard a cuckoo sing when the bluebells in Kentucky were blooming in the spring. When the bluebells in Kentucky were blooming in the spring. Thank you. Well, I got all kinds of songs for you this afternoon. I want to try one now. I remember my grandma singing it when I was growing up. I got 3 brothers, and they're all old men now, and I'm not. But anyway, Grandma used to sing this to us, and it starts out something like this. Many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her, and soon these two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law, and it changed my very life, 'cause my daughter was my mother, for she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. This little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. If he were my uncle, then it also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course is my stepmother. Everybody join right in now. Father's wife then had a son, which kept him on the run. He became my grandchild, 'cause he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue. For although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. Now if my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild. Every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. Now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It seems funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. Well, here's a real old one now, and I'm old enough now to remember when right around this time of year, or maybe into November, the Sears Roebuck Christmas catalog would come in the mail at our house. And my mother gave each of my brothers and I a different colored pen or a marker or something. And we were allowed to circle 3 toys that we wanted Santa Claus to bring us for Christmas. And of course, in about a week's time, we had most of the catalog circled. And but this one year, we all 4 agreed, and we each drew a colored ring around a photograph of a record player. So about so big, portable model, turntable on the top, speaker in the front, and the lid flipped up. And there was another speaker in the lid which you could set across the room. And in those days, they called that hi-fi. But we thought it was pretty neat. And I asked my mom if she thought Santa Claus would really bring something like that for Christmas morning, and she said a neat thing. She said, only one thing you can do. You write your letter, you put it in the mail, and you wait and see what happens. And that's what we did. And then the long, long wait began. And finally, Christmas morning came, and finally, the time came to open the presents, and under the tree was this big box with all 4 of our names on the tag. And when the time came, we ran into that front room and tore away the ribbon and the paper. And there it was. Santa Claus had brought the identical model record player we had picked out of that Sears catalog. The funny part was that Santa Claus also brought all of my mother's favorite records. Well, Grandpa and Grandma, who lived right across the street, 3628 South Central Avenue, Cicero, Illinois, Grandpa knew what to do. He always knew what to do. He ran home. When he came back, he had a cardboard box in each arm, and each cardboard box contained a stack of these old, scratchy 78 records. And we spent all of Christmas morning listening to this old music that we had not heard before. Do you remember a guy named Frankie Lane? My heart goes where the wild goose goes. We played that song 100 times in a row. And we heard Ella Fitzgerald for the first time that Christmas morning, the great jazz singer. And the grown-ups all loved listening to a guy named Spike Jones. But our very favorite was when we dropped the needle on a disc whose label read, Sons of the Pioneers. These were real cowboys, we thought, singing about the Old West. I'll never, ever forget how it sounded. Pretty soon, underneath all those scratches, you'd hear the sons get their guitar in a good cowboy rhythm. All at once, they'd begin to sing in perfect harmony. I'm a roving cowboy, riding all day long. Tumbleweeds are tumbling, and they sing a lonely song. The nights underneath the prairie moon, I ride alone and sing a tune. See them tumbling down, pledging their love to the ground. Sing it out. Lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with the tumble and tumbleweeds. Cares of the past are behind, nowhere to go but I'll find just where the trail may wind, drifting along with the tumble and tumbleweeds. I know when day is done, there's a new one born at dawn. I'll keep rolling along, deep in my heart is a song. Here on the trail I belong, drifting along with the tumble and tumbleweed, drifting along with the tumble and tumbleweeds, drifting along with the tumble and tumbleweed. Great music. We're going to try one in G sharp now. Thank you. Isn't that a beautiful song? I'm going to try this one for you. I don't sing it very often, but for some reason, it keeps coming to mind. And I wrote this song maybe 10 years ago after hearing a record of I've forgotten the woman's name, a very talented singer, and I heard her sing this on the radio. Not this, but it was an actual Ricky Nelson song. You remember Ricky Nelson? Oh, yeah. And it was a song that he wrote called Lonesome Town. And this woman really sang this thing, and so I turned the radio off. I had things to do, and I'm working on my things where I work in the morning, and all of a sudden this tune, very reminiscent of the thing I just heard, comes crackling in from upstairs. And I'm thinking, go away now, I have work to do. And I said, I better write that down. And as I wrote the first line down, the second line was already there, and the third line came right on, like my hand was just doing it on its own. There, I got that done, I put it aside, and the tune wouldn't go away. And before long, in about 12 minutes, the whole thing wrote itself down. And it's called Time Ain't Got Nothing on Me. Sometimes I get lonesome for you, and the blues, they won't let me be. I strain in the darkness to see. Time ain't got nothing on me. Most of the time, I'm so worried and sad. The rest of the days ain't so bad. When I push through all this debris. Time ain't got nothing on me. Look through the window and see all that light shining for me. There ain't nothing to do but believe. Time ain't got nothing on me. Look through the window and see all that light shining for me. There ain't nothing to do but believe. Time ain't got nothing on me. Sid Rogers on the bass. You know, I should tell you that song was in G sharp. And the significance of that is the bass doesn't have most of the notes in G sharp, but Sid found them somehow. Give him a hand, everybody. Thank you. Well, I'm from Chicago, the great land of politics and traffic jams. And there's also a special place in Chicago called the Old Town School of Folk Music. Yep, have you been there? Excuse me? And I've been teaching there off and on now for a long time. And about 61 years ago, next month, all of the young people at that time had gathered in Chicago because they wanted to start a new folk music school. The school, not a conservatory, but a music school where people like you and I could learn how to sing and play together. And one of the people that was there was a blues singer. And he said he was from Scott, Mississippi, but he was really born in Arkansas. His real name was William Lee Conley, but he called himself Big Bill Brunsey. And Big Bill wrote over 300 songs in his life, recorded many, many records, and came to join that community to start the Old Town School in 1957. Bill was sick with cancer by that time, and he would only live another 9 months. But he was well enough to be there on opening night, and he was well enough to play this song in the key of D. On opening night at the Old Town School. Give a little, take a little, let your poor heart bleed, babe, a little, but baby, that's the glory of love. Sigh a little, cry a little, let the clouds go by, babe, a little, but baby, that's the glory of love. just the two of us, have the world and all of its charms. Long as there's just the two of us, we'll hold each other's arms. Baby, now win a little, lose a little, sometimes have those blues, babe, a little bit, baby. That's the glory of love. Long as there's just the two of us, have the world and all of its charms. Long as there's just the two of us, we'll hold each other's arms. Baby, now win a little, lose a little, sometimes have those blues, babe, a little, but baby, that's the glory of love. That's the story, that's the glory of love. Hey, I'm going to give Sid a break here so he can finish his lunch and try some songs on the banjo for you here. Sid Rogers, everybody. Thank you, brother. Every town should have its own bass player. Reuben, you can play your banjo all night long. We've been waiting all your life just to hear you play your song. Reuben, you can play your banjo all night long. And we'll be setting around the fire just in case we can play along. When I was just 16, I had a little dream about playing on my daddy's banjo. And when I picked it up and it made a sound, I found I couldn't let the darn thing go. You know, it felt so good, I knew that I could play to let the music flow. Oh, I would hit those strings just to hear them ring when I played my old banjo. Reuben, you can play your banjo all night long. We've been waiting all your life just to hear you play your song. Reuben, you can play your banjo all night long. And we'll be setting around the fire just in case we can play along. Felt so good, I knew that I could play to let my feelings show. Like my very best friend, staying right till the end to help me when things got slow. It was so hard to put it down, I'd want to make a brand new sound and take it to my friends to show. Oh, I would play so clear, so they would surely hear me play in my old banjo. Reuben, you can play your banjo all night long. We've been waiting all your life just to hear you play your song. Reuben, you can play your banjo all night long. And we'll be setting around the fire just in case we can play, just in case we can sing, just in case we can play along. Thank you. We'll try this one. It's a beautiful old song, and you don't often hear it played on the banjo. But as I understand, it was written by a hillbilly from New York City. His name was Irving Berlin. You help me remember it. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly like blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly like blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. I really love those old songs, and beautiful harmonies, beautiful melodies. And I want to try this one. I learned years and years ago. I learned it from a record I bought at the library when they were selling off all the books and records that nobody checked out. And I bought this great record. It's called The Greatest Hits of Al Jolson. You can bet that made me the hit at all the parties. But I love the songs, and this one, like I heard these chords, you know. I couldn't believe it. I never found a chord like that on a Bob Dylan record or a John Denver record. I didn't even know what it was called, but I hunted it down until all the strings seemed to match what I was hearing on that scratchy old LP. LP, yes. LP. I love the sound of them so much, they made me want to smoke. I don't even smoke. If I only had a match, all my cares I'd soon forget. All I'd need would be a match. If I had a cigarette, if I had a cigarette, I could make those smoke rings curl, and I'd really be all set. If I only had a girl, if I had someone like you to come home to each night, in a cozy bungalow we'd know such sweet delight. We could have a family and a little garden patch. All of this would surely be if I only had a match. Doesn't it make you want to smoke? If I had someone like you to come home to each night, in a cozy bungalow, we'd know such sweet delight. We could have a family and a little garden patch. All of this would surely be if I only had a match. I love the sound of summer rain. Oh, I gotta start that one again. There it is. I love the sound of summer rain, and I love the sunshine when skies are blue again. But now the autumn wind has put a chill into my bones. I hate to see the summer go. We fell in love. It was early spring, you kissed me, and my heart began to sing. I picked you a dandelion, you gave me a rose. I hate to see the summer go. Such a bitter change of seasons, how I hate it, 'cause you're not here. Love comes and goes with no reason, and lets the summer disappear. I still love you, and I can't let go. If I could hold back winter and the cold December snow, you know it might be summer for another month or so. I hate to see the summer go. Such a bitter change of seasons, how I hate it, 'cause you're not here. Love comes and goes with no reason, and lets the summer disappear. I still love you, and I can't let go. If I could hold back winter and the cold December snow, you know it might be summer for another month or so. I hate to see the summer go. So after a while, our family moved bought a house. My mom and dad bought their first house, and they moved us west from Cicero, Illinois. They moved us all the way west to LaGrange. And we had a big ranch house and a big backyard. And our first Christmas there, Grandma and Grandpa made a housewarming present of a brand new stereo for us. And the stereo was in the front room, right against the wall where my brother's bedroom was, and my bedroom was, and my other brother's bedroom was. And so when you put your record on there, you could turn it way, way up and hear the music right in your room. Yeah. And my one brother, he was really into the blues and R&B music, and I think it was a Howlin' Wolf record or something very loud and primal. He puts that thing in and turns it way up, and Howlin' Wolf is just clanging away. And then you hear my father's footsteps come pounding down the hall like Frankenstein's monster, like this, right? And you hear that record, it goes zzz, and he puts on one of his records, Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy, right? Well, that would never do with my other brother. He walks in there, off goes that one. He puts on the Who Won't Get Fooled Again, you know, and here come the footsteps again. Off it goes. John Philip Sousa marches, right? My brother comes back out and puts on the Rolling Stones. That one didn't last either. Finally, my dad put on a Johnny Cash record, and everybody let it play to the end. And we're going to welcome Sid Rogers back to do a great little Johnny Cash number for you, Chicago style. GG. Yeah. Oh, I hear that train a-comin', it's roaring round the bend. Oh, I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Lord, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-moving on down to San Antone. Oh, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you never play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to see him die. And when I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Yeah, there's probably rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Lord, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a-moving, and that's what tortures me. They'd freed me from this prison. If that railroad train was mine, I'd probably move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Good job. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Well, thank you, Bob and Linda, for inviting me back over. This is a very, very special place. Nowhere else have I been where people love you so much and insult you constantly. But I know what they mean. I'm the same way. Thank you.
We're glad you're here. You guys want an encore? Let's hear it.
How about it? All right. Thank you so much. I'll be here for a few minutes after, but I got to get home today. I've been away since Tuesday, and I'm sleepy. But I have a few CDs on the rack there, and I can make a mail list. If you're not on my mail list, I'd be happy to let you know the next time I come out here to Lake O. I learned that from someone who used to live around here, Lake O. And Key of A, and we'd love to leave you with this. Old friends are the best friends. There's nothing like singing with an old friend, a song we've known since way back when. The good times and the hard times, my old friend, we've come too far to ever turn back again. So here's to you and me and what might have been. Here's to guys like us. Old friends are the best friends. Old friends. And there's nothing like picking with an old friend. A good guitar and a tune to make us grin. On the back porch at Granny's, my old friend. How I wish our time together would never end. So here's to you and me and what might have been. Here's to guys like us. Old friends are the best friends. Old friends. There's nothing like being with an old friend, just a passing time together now and then. Saying nothing says something to an old friend. It's been so good to be with you again. And here's to you and me and what might have been. Here's to folks like us. Old friends are the best friends. Old friends. Here's to you and me and what might have been. Here's to songs like ours, they never end. Old friends are the best friends. Old friends. Old friends are the best friends. Thank you, everybody. See you next time. Thank you so much. Good ride, here we go. Hit the bell. Thank you.
Hey, let's have another round of applause. This was great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hard to believe that people in Chicago can sing like that.
What did you say?
Hard to believe that people in Chicago can sing like that.
This is what I'm talking about, you know.
Let's see. We're going to get the jam here going. See Paula. Put your name down on the list. Paula's got the list. If you like this, tell people. If you don't like it,
Don't tell anybody.
yeah. Next week, Rick Thumb from St. Louis, Missouri is going to be here, so you don't want to mix that. Pardon? I have no idea.
I had an idea.
Stay around.
I had an idea once, Bob.